All right, we are here on day 5 of the Cleveland Browns fan cruise, and we do have a special guest with us, Miss Bridget Linton. She works for the Browns. We're going to talk about the fan cruise here in a moment, but since we do have time with Bridget in studio today, I wanted to take just a few minutes to kind of get to know you and your background. So if you could just tell us like a little bit about what exactly you do for the Browns outside of being, the best MC in town.
Oh, wow. What a compliment. Thank you so much. I actually prefer the Queen Bee MC that you guys gave to me at the beginning of the cruise. It's my new thing. I'm just going to work it.
Don't forget the end of it. Queen Bee and Master MC.
Ooh, I like the Master MC
Change your
part
Twitter
too.
handle to that.
Yeah, I'm changing it, you guys. Be on the lookout for that. Follow me on that one. So this was my second season with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm telling you guys, it's the best job I've ever had. So formerly, I was with ESPN. I was doing radio with them, also doing sales and marketing. And then when the Browns hired me on, it reminded me, number one, how big of a Browns fan I am. Number two, how much I love being in that live event atmosphere. Like, there's no better atmosphere than a Cleveland Browns home game. The fans, they are diehard. When I'm standing there in the sidelines, it's just electric. And I'm like, what am I doing? Sitting in a radio studio every day and doing sales. Like, this is where I belong. So after last season, I'm like, the Browns, I'm leaving my radio and I'm going full on into the live event MC space, and it's been great. The Browns, I'm basically their official MC for any entertainment type of event that they do. So coming on here on this Browns fan cruise, the inaugural one, has been amazing.
So you basically do all the live game day events in the stadium, all the giveaways and things between quarters and all this.
Yes. So during pregame, I will do a preview of the matchups. That's the more sports take side of my job. So I will do research on both teams, kind of give key players, who's to watch that game. So pregame is more like the serious part, and then during the game, let's just have fun with the fans. I'm doing giveaways, doing fun interviews, and then post-game I usually do an interview with the players. That's if we win, which this season we had a lot of home wins.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it made it even better.
Yeah, so if you're wondering where you've seen her before, game day.
Yeah.
That's where you've seen her before. She's
It's so funny when I'll be in downtown Cleveland or just in the area, and people are like, God, you look so familiar. Where would I know you from? And I'm like, are you a Browns fan maybe? And they're like, that's it. I'm like, yep. Mm-hmm.
So you said you were a Browns fan. Now, are you from Northeast Ohio area originally?
Yeah, so I was born in Akron, Ohio. Me and LeBron were just two kids from Akron. All the goats are born in Akron. Oh, see? 330, represent.
That's right.
Here we go.
Grew up in Greene, Ohio, and then went to University of Akron, and then got hired with Fox Sports Ohio right out of college.
Oh, nice.
Then I did ESPN here, so big Northeast Ohio girl.
Nice.
So was football always kind of like the end game for you, or was it just sports in general? You're just a big sports fan growing up.
None of it was really planned. Yes, I was always a fan. For me, I'm very tall. People assume basketball, volleyball. I'm like, actually, Irish dancing. That was my life. People say, what? I'm like, yes, I was a world-class Irish dancer.
Wait. So you're a trained Irish dancer?
World-class, yeah.
Really?
Wow. We go to Ireland every year, compete at the world level, the world championships of Irish dance.
Look, here's the thing. You can't just tell us that and then not give us a quick dance.
Oh, I can do that. Okay. And also, it's March right now, and the fact that I have not done it on this cruise yet is shocking.
We're definitely taking a video of this afterwards. We're just going to insert it right in there while you're talking. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
So that was my sport. It was
incredible.
Intense, very intense training. Would travel all over the country and, of course, to Ireland. So that was my main sport, but I was also on my college dance team. So I was the one on the sidelines, informing, okay, guys, this is where we cheer. I actually understood the game. And I knew I wanted to go into something broadcasting. I figured out, okay, I like being on camera. I like being on a microphone. And it took me a minute to realize, that's a skill that not many people have. I loved doing the public speaking in classes, and I didn't realize people got nervous for that. I'm like, this is so easy and fun. Yeah. So I majored in mass media communication. Didn't really know what direction I was going to go really until I was graduating. I was heavily involved in ZTV, which was our student-run broadcasting program, and I saw a job opened up at Fox Sports Ohio, and I had hosted our ZTV Sports Report. So a lot of my demo reel was around sports, and I was fortunate enough to get that job, and here I am now, still here.
That's awesome. Awesome.
And I always did say Browns was my dream job. Yeah. When I was doing with Fox Sports, and I was also the in-game host for the Cleveland Indians when they were still the Indians. And that was fun, and I always said, but one day, I'm going to be on the Browns sidelines.
Well, as much as people like to try and fight it, we all know it's a football town.
For sure.
We love the Guardians, we love the Cavs, but the Browns is where it's at. So.
Exactly. Brownstown through and through. Even when we're 0-16, people are still bleeding orange and brown over any other team in Cleveland, Ohio.
That's an incredible story. And I love the fact that it's Northeast Ohio all the way.
All the way.
Through university, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what part of Akron are you guys from?
So we're from Inaugural area, Kent.
Oh.
Yeah, so like we were born in Akron. I actually grew up in Kenmore for the first part of my childhood, and then we moved out of Kenmore and moved over to like Field area. I grew up in Brimfield for the rest
Portage
of my
County.
Oh my gosh, we're like neighbors.
Yeah,
Grew up in
exactly.
Green. And also, fun fact about my Irish dancing, my first dance studio that I started out when I was 4 years old was in Kenmore.
Yeah, see,
Nice.
I
Yep.
didn't even know they had that.
I've actually
Yep.
Who knew? There's
I've
some
actually lived
culture.
in Green the last 10 years of my life.
You have?
Yes.
Where at?
Yeah.
My parents live in Meadowood, like right next to the high
okay.
school.
I used to run through there all the time. I lived on
gosh.
Steese, and I moved over across town over by like the Bell Store
Yeah.
area. I don't
Oh
know,
my gosh,
so.
you guys, we
Bones
just
like we actually are neighbors.
it literally took us to come to, like, to
probably-
Jamaica and the Bahamas to meet when we all grew up in Northeast
Yeah.
Ohio, like Akron area specifically.
Yeah, so you know the house that gets all decorated at Christmas time
Yeah.
in Meadowood. Yeah, the house is legit.
Oh, I thought you were about to say it was like your
Yeah.
family members
No,
or something, and I'm like,
I
well,
think
yeah,
he was
tell
like
me more.
You
I
know
think he was
that
like
house?
a former principal or something at Green. The guy who does that. So
It's unbelievable,
But,
you guys.
yeah.
It's like an amusement park,
Bones
and he
like,
sets it up.
You know that house in Meadowood? That's not my house.
yeah,
I do know exactly the house that you're talking about.
So I mean, it's awesome that, like you said, that you grew up in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah.
You kind of stayed in Northeast Ohio. You're still working for the Browns. You kind of have your dream job.
Yeah.
But we are in Jamaica right now, and not in Northeast Ohio.
really just in the
well,
middle
we're
of
actually not in
the
Jamaica.
middle of the
yet.
ocean.
We're in the middle of the ocean. I don't know where we are. But we
nobody
were in
knows.
Jamaica at some point.
Yeah. So obviously the inaugural Cleveland Browns fan cruise. They did actually just announce today that they will be doing another one. So that's really exciting.
Huge.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you know about the next one?
Well, it's great because I just found out as well. So all the fans that are here, I mean, that's huge that they got to be the first ones to get to know that announcement. And I knew minutes before that, which was so cool. And Seaside did say, mark those dates down. So I think that means I'm back, which I'm sure you guys are too.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great. And it's March
hopefully.
3rd through the 7th. So
Yeah.
we're like less than a year away already.
And I know from what we know so far, it's going to be a 4-night cruise. Where there's going to be one stop. What's the stop, guys?
Cocoa Key?
Cocoa Key.
Yeah.
Which I've heard is like an amazing private island.
Yes.
Yeah. So the
Yes.
beach party there is about to be lit.
All inclusive.
Yes. And so
And this one looks to be priced like really aggressively. I think they said starting packages at $1,900, which is really
is good.
competitive.
And then all the fans that are on this cruise, they get 5% off of
Yes.
that, which is
That's
amazing.
awesome.
And what is so cool is all the alumni, they're just as excited as the fans. When they saw the dates, like, well, why is it only 4 nights? I wanted it to be longer. I'm like, well, hey, if I was a retired NFL player, I would want to be on a cruise for much longer
Right.
as well.
right. And if all the fans had unlimited money, it'd probably be like 50 days.
Yes, exactly.
Spend all your time at sea.
But the good thing is, if this class of alumni, they all come back, they're still going to invite others. So it's going to be probably a much bigger class of alumni that'll be here in 2025, which is really exciting.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to probably. I think given that they've done it, and we have kind of a track record and promotional things to share, people
Totally.
are going to be really excited about jumping on the second one. So hopefully, we'll definitely see some more alumni at the next event.
When you speak about promotional stuff, I mean, just speak about your experiences that you've had on the fan cruise this time and kind of what it's been all about.
It has been so fun. I'm like so sad that it's coming to an end at this point. And people are like, oh, wow, like, yeah, you have to go and work for that many days. I'm like, this is not work at me. It is technically work, and I guess that's when you say it's a dream job, because when you feel like work is just a hobby and something fun that you want to do. But then also just getting to know the fans, getting to know the alumni. I've met a lot of them before, but some of them I haven't. And it's just so cool to see how much fun they're having. I mean, you guys saw today, we did these challenges, which was so fun.
We got lots of good pictures from that, so I'm sure those will be on
stay
social
tuned for
media.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, like the fact that they got so passionate about it and became friends with the fans was so cool. I know, just thinking back to the welcome party, it seems like it was forever ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And I will say, one of the big draws of this whole thing was being able to mingle with the players like they're normal people. And I don't think that people that miss the cruise, they don't understand just how much of that was done throughout the week. I mean, I was walking around deck. I saw Eric Metcalf. I saw Kevin Mack.
they're
I saw
everywhere.
Frank Stams. I saw everybody just walking around, hanging out, Hanford Dix. I could go on and on. And you get to talk to all of them, and they're all very generous with their time. I mean, they're here for you guys. While it is a vacation for them as well, they're here for the fans, and they want to see you guys. They want to talk to you.
And they have so much fun too. I asked some of the alumni, like, what was your favorite part of the cruise so far? And they say the dinners. So each fan one night gets to sit with an alumni and they get to ask any questions they want. And the alumni are like, they ask the best questions. And the alumni, they're open books. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're not working for the NFL anymore. They're like, whatever you want to know, we're going to tell you. So these fans are getting a very exclusive experience that not many people can say they have.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Things that like normal people would not know about the game or what's happening in the games.
I mean, even Hanford Dixon telling the story of where he came up with the dog pound, that I didn't know that.
Right, and he even said when he was talking about it, there's some like, some people say a lot of people say it happened this way,
like
but
urban
really
legends.
This is
the
how it
true
went.
story.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So it's
that
so
was
cool even for me to hear these stories that I thought I knew, but I really didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the things that stick out to me is it's like these guys have been so generous with their time with the fans, and they also just love talking about their playing days and like all the things. So it's like they really are open books. I know the way they did dinner on this cruise in particular, it's like they had like 5:30 dinner, but then they turn everything over for like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And I know we were walking out of there at the end of dinner time, and Greco and these guys, like they had to be kicked out of this place because they just could not stop talking. Like,
Yes.
I want to tell more stories. And they're like, we got to get people in here for dinner too. So
Right. Well, my favorite was, we hosted the breakout sessions, which was probably my favorite part of the cruise because, again, I asked questions that I thought I knew the answer to, but then they told me stories that I've never heard before, and obviously that was for the fans in the crowd. But one of the topics, the themes, was life after the NFL. And every time I would ask a question about life after the NFL, somehow their answer got back to their time playing.
Oh, yeah.
They love to reminisce about it. I'm like, maybe we should change that theme up and just reminisce all day long.
Yeah, when we were talking about life as a Brown, I know you ask one question. If you ask the right question, all of a sudden there's 6 other guys on stage that are
it's
also
like pings across.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like,
let me
and then
tell
I
my
have this
story.
one, and then I have this one. So
Let me
it
try
was
them.
really the breakout sessions were really, really fun.
And
But
personally, I love the dance party. Talked about it. I love to dance. So I left that place like drenched in sweat. And I'm like, I'm not in college anymore. I need to relax a little bit.
Like,
But
I might have broke it down a little too hard.
the dance party was lit. I mean, we have the one video of Frank Stamms just rolling on the floor with like a toddler. Like,
I think it was his grandson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was great. Well, and then like the Brown staff, like, Bridget, you like to dance. Like, go out there to get it started. And I'm like, say less. I don't think I ever left
Did you
the dance
break out
floor.
any Irish dancing?
No,
at
that's
the-
what I'm saying. It's
that-
crazy that I haven't done it.
Okay,
The
gotcha,
DJ was
yeah,
not
yeah.
a fan of me because I kept going up and requesting songs. So at one point, he's like, "Can you let me do my job?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not very good at it." So
That was well done.
let me get back there.
That was well done on your point because I think it took a minute for people to start dancing. And I noticed you walk over to the DJ, and then after that, I think the Casper side or something came on, and people started
Yes,
coming
that's what I told
down
him. I'm
and
like, you
enjoying
have to do
themselves.
something, a line dance, just to get people to feel comfortable. And so I'm like, they obviously like that. I'm like, just keep doing them.
Yeah,
They're not my
start-
favorite. I'm like, keep doing it. He's like, that's not the way you run a party here. I'm like, well, seems like I know what I'm doing over here.
Yeah, there's a cruise ship party, and then there's a Cleveland Browns party.
Like, did you not hear me? I'm Queen Bee, Master MC. Like, did you not understand?
he didn't see your Twitter handle.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten it yet.
So I know there's, it's crazy. We're getting to the end of the cruise. We're starting to wrap things up. We do have a couple more events later today. I mean, what can you say to everybody that missed this one, just as a final word for, we mentioned the next cruise. They are going to do it again. So what's your
they are.
final word to fans?
I mean, if you're a Browns fan, you like to have fun, you want to meet alumni, and you want to have a nice vacation, this is literally the dream vacation. And again, when I'm saying you get to meet alumni, it's not like we're sitting at tables and signing autographs. No, you're having dinner with them. You're having drinks with them. You're having meaningful conversations. It has been such a privilege for me, and to like hear these fans say this cruise has been life-changing, that is huge.
Yeah.
That is like unbelievable to hear. There was one fan, we were having a great conversation and she cried. She said, I've been going through so much in my personal life, health issues and all that. She's like, I didn't realize how much I needed this cruise until I'm here. She's like, this cruise really changed my life. And I have such a more positive mindset now because I want to get my health right to come back next year. And I just thought that was so amazing.
Just gave you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's insane. And there's been a number of good stories. I mean, don't want to spoil everything, but I mean, there was a wedding that was officiated by Webster Slaughter, a surprise wedding. The groom, I don't even think the bride knew everything that was going to be happening, but Webster Slaughter officiated. Josh Cribbs was the ring bearer.
what better ring bearer to have?
Chomps was the maid of honor. Best man.
Chomps was the maid of honor. The bride and groom, it was just them on board the ship. Like, they didn't have any other family. And so the rest of the Browns alumni attended and gave her away. They stood up and said, "We do," when they asked who gives her away. So
I see, now that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I was there, and I was like, this is so cool.
In unison, like
Yes.
we do. That was cool.
yeah,
I know.
so just, I mean, anything
You just
could
know, you
happen.
never know what's going to happen.
Anything could happen.
What happens on the
Browns
cruise stays on the
Packers.
cruise.
Well, I think the other really cool part of this cruise was not only just interacting with the alumni, but like you're surrounded by Browns fans. I mean, we've heard so many cool stories. And we were speaking of weddings. Like we heard one story about like husband wanted to be married to Browns colors, so like they did like brown and orange as
my
like
gosh.
their wedding colors. They had orange flowers. And
It actually
stuff.
looked really nice. I was surprised. I was like, "How do you make brown and orange work?" But it was a fall wedding, so they did like brown
Oh,
suits
yeah.
with like what they
Orange
have
tie.
he had an orange tie. The rest of the groomsmen had a white tie, and it was like almost like a cream colored shirt and like an orange pocket square. It was fantastic.
And like we ended up sitting at a table for dinner most nights with like other people from like the Kent Browns backers. Like
Yep.
it was great. So you're talking to Browns fans all week long, talking to Browns players all week long, and just getting to know all these different people. And it's like, these people were really cool. Like we'd probably talk to them after. We're like be friends with these people.
And the fact
So-
that they like know so much about the Browns. We just got done with the trivia, the final competition. I mean, I thought I knew a lot about the Browns. And I was sitting next to a guy and he's not even on stage playing. He knew every single answer. I'm like, these are diehard fans.
Oh, I love someone were like, where'd this player go to high school? I'm like,
Yeah, they knew.
Yep.
I'm like, it's crazy.
Yep. And so, you speak of us all being diehard fans. That's all of us included.
Yeah.
So, I know you're on the field every day for during the season, and you get to
Right.
see a lot of things that a lot of people don't see. So, what is your prediction for this next season?
I really do. I don't know why, but I always trust my gut. And going into this last season, I knew that we were going to have a successful season, but I'm like, I don't think we're quite ready for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, this team, the talent that we have on this team, especially if we have the players come back healthy. I mean, Nick Chubb coming back healthy, that is key. Obviously, Deshaun Watson as well. But now we have got Jameis Winston too. So
Yeah.
if Deshaun isn't healthy, like I feel confident in that. I'm really kind of sad we're not going to get Joe Flacco back. He was more of not only what he did on the field, just a genuine guy.
Oh yeah.
So nice. He'd bring his family after the games, bring him on the field. Like he was a little kid again. He's like, this is the game I've grown up loving, and the fact that Cleveland embraced him so much was
Yeah.
amazing. So I just feel like even though we didn't get as far as obviously the team and the fans had hoped, it still ended on a good note, and I feel like it's going to be even better next year.
I mean, those 6 weeks or whatever it was
Magical.
just the most magical.
We,
like,
Yes.
we refer to that time frame as the legend of Cleveland Browns quarterback Joe Flacco.
Yeah. I always say, people ask me, like, what's been the highlight of your career? And it's always hard to pinpoint like one event or one interview. This cruise might be up there now, I will say. But that Thursday night game, that is, it will go down in history as one of my favorite work events, nights. Even if I was there as a fan, I think I'd probably say the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the most electric atmosphere ever. And just to see the guys like celebrate and be so excited. The camaraderie on this team also is why I think they're going to have so much success. I feel like in years past, there were so many issues in the locker room. That's not there anymore.
yeah.
They truly like each other.
And to your
That's
point
great.
on a Thursday night game, I remember watching it and I was like, it's coming through my TV and I could,
so
You
it
can
was
feel it.
deafening
Yeah.
with the crowd. I was like, I've never heard an NFL crowd like this in my life.
Yes.
So,
And like shout out to my team that does all the production going into it. They went full out. We did a whole light show. It was an app,
was cool,
like
yeah.
through the app, it would light up, and so play a certain music, hold up your phone. Like we went all out with it. So it was more of not just a game, but also an entertainment piece
Yeah.
to it,
Yeah.
and then to win, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I would echo the shout out to your team. At least the folks that were here this week, they've been incredibly nice to us. Like
Yes.
there was no
Yeah.
like competing for ground or anything. Like
fantastic.
they've been
Yep.
super helpful. We've been like showing them our equipment and looking at theirs. Like,
Connor was looking at our cameras, talking about our setup. He helped me with my gimbal. Everything was
they've
great.
all been super awesome this week.
And for me, I've only known them in more of like that professional atmosphere, like on game days. Yes, Connor, he's there filming. Corey, he is like the marketing guru. But anything, like Corey, I always see him running around on game days. And Wendy, who's been great with the whole partnership, and then Annie, who is obviously helping with the alumni. I've only known them in that work capacity, and so for this trip for me to translate coworkers into friends has been so fun. Like they are the best, and again, so helpful,
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
We all like to party, so we had that in common. So it worked out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So obviously, it's the off season now. I mean, you have events like this that are kind of special that come up throughout the year. But like how do the Browns keep you busy with different things all off season
Yeah.
long? Like they're just like what's that like an off season? I mean, obviously you're
Right.
running full speed during the season.
For sure. For the Browns, it does tailor back a little bit. We'll do events, around the NFL draft or a partnership type of event, and usually they'll have me host those events. But right now, Cross Country Mortgage, they're one of the biggest sponsors. They are the biggest partnership and sponsor of the Cleveland Browns. So they hired me on as what was that?
I gave him a nod. I used to work there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I just left there at the end of last year, but I was
Oh my
there for the last few
gosh.
years.
Well, I'm like their face now, so I'm their spokesperson, which they've been keeping me really busy. And again, that just attests to how much I love working with the Cleveland Browns. Like if I didn't do that, that door wouldn't have opened. So cross country keeps me really busy. I'm also one of the official hosts and MCs for the Miss Universe organization.
Oh, nice.
So really when Brown season ends, pageant season kicks in. So starting in April, the first week, I am gone like every weekend.
So you're just running all the time.
Miss USA, yeah.
Yeah, you bring something up. Weren't you in that pageant?
Yeah, like 100 years ago. It's fine.
Don't
age me.
Didn't you win something?
Yeah, again, 100 years ago. Yeah. I was Miss Ohio Teen USA in 2010. So it's been cool to translate into the MC role, which I love. And also, like, on game days, this is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a Browns t-shirt, and then that season ends, and then it's, like, full glam and gowns. So it's kind of a nice little mix for my life.
Speaking of cross country, so have you had the chance to meet, their executive team, or do you mainly work with, their market? Ron?
Yep. So, I work with Ron really closely. So,
Incredible guy.
He's so fascinating because he's so successful and so smart the way he's able to build what Cross Country Mortgage is today, but you would never know it.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you meet him, you're like, oh, he's just a regular guy. You would never know like the money he has, the success he has because he's humble, and he built it from the ground up.
100%.
Oh yeah.
And now they're like a top 10 lender in the country. I mean, they're huge.
They're really
and
cross country.
Like you said, you run into the guy and he's wearing like sweatpants and a hoodie.
Yes, he's always wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and like cool Nikes. Yeah. And
everyone else does have great shoes on.
Yes. Everyone else is coming in suits, and then there's like Ron. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm my t-shirt and jeans. I'm like, hey, you're the CEO. You do what you want.
That's right.
But yeah, did you ever work with like Laura Suave?
Oh, yeah.
Chief Branding Officer.
Yep.
So she's the one that really brought me onto the team, which is, she's been amazing to work with.
I'm going to sit back. I don't know anybody across country.
No, we can talk shop some.
Yeah. Well, we're part of Brown's podcast right now.
Yeah.
But no, it's awesome you're involved with cross country and then obviously the pageant stuff as well. So sounds like you have a busy spring and summer ahead of you, right?
Yes,
we head into
and really
Brown
a lot of
season.
things in Cleveland too. There's events. Obviously, we're having the Final Four, women's Final Four coming to Cleveland. So I'll work with the Cleveland Sports Commission, doing some events with them.
Nice.
We had the Cleveland Sports Awards a few weeks back, so I work with them. So I'm kind of in that like independent contractor freelance space. So I work with a lot of people.
Well, you love it.
So if you guys ever need a host or MC, give me a call. Free plug.
Is there any way that you're going to be able to squeeze into like WWE SummerSlam?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah. You should
Anytime like Cleveland announces something, I'm like, who do I need to talk to?
Yeah.
That's why I'll never regret doing sales at ESPN because I learned how to network like crazy and
that's
hustle.
what you do.
So I'm like, who do I need to meet? Who do I need to call and let them know I'm good on a microphone?
Yeah.
She's great on a microphone.
Yeah, can't sing, but I can talk.
Once again, Queen Bee, Master MC.
If someone does
like
need a
that.
Queen Bee Master MC, is there a special place for them to reach out to you? Do you have contact
Yeah,
information
well,
you'd like to share?
a lot of people do reach out to me on social media, which is great. So my Instagram is at Bridget_Linton8, and then Twitter is at Bridget_Linton. Soon to be changed, Queen Bee Master MC. But also email is great too, BridgetLinton8@gmail.com. 8's my lucky number, so that's why it's always in there.
It's my college football number.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, see, we're just meant to be friends.
Yeah. See?
Akron crew, number 8, Browns fans,
Exactly.
Perfect.
Browns crews. We're like the first people on the microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned something earlier about how we have, done a lot of events and things. The only reason that you would know we've worked so much is because of you can hear my voice right now. I'm like dying.
Same.
We've just talked nonstop.
It's been a long week.
And today I have a lot of talking. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm really raspy. I'm trying to do the tea and honey and chug water.
Oh yeah.
No,
Last
you
day.
still sound great. You still.
Well,
You're a true professional.
you.
Not like us schmucks.
Thank you. I'm just hoping I have some energy for St. Patrick's Day because we land on the 16th and I just got to get up and.
Yeah, we got to drive. So we actually we arrive back home on St. Patrick's Day. The first thing I'm doing is go. My wife is she's Irish. Irish Italian, and so we're gonna go probably get some green beer as soon as we
You have
get
to.
back,
Just got to keep the party rolling.
Yeah.
March
I'm gonna
18th, you can sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dead tired, but I'm gonna make it work.
Same.
But no, hey, listen, it's been great having you on the show here. We really appreciate it. We've loved sharing the stage with you here on the Cleveland Browns Fan Cruise, and yeah, I mean, like we said, definitely check it out for next year. 4 nights,
Yeah,
one stop.
keeping the party rolling, just right into next March.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll be
Yeah.
here before we know it. I have to say, you guys have been doing such an amazing job. Thanks so much for helping out with the breakout sessions. You had such great questions. I had so much fun watching. And then also the beach party. Like, you guys are like partying, having fun. When you like walked out in the ocean and we're interviewing Josh Cribbs, I'm like, these guys, yeah, those are my kind of guys right there.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. That was actually probably my highlight of the whole trip was when we interviewed Josh Cribbs in the ocean.
Literally,
Yeah.
in
He was
Jamaica.
out
Like, who
there.
can
That
say
was
that?
awesome.
He was out there, and I walked out. I was like, "You think you could do an interview out here?" He goes, "I'd prefer it."
Like, literally, you guys are probably the only people that will ever be able to say, I interviewed Josh Cribbs in the ocean in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were terrified. We were like, our equipment, like,
okay.
it's not waterproof stuff.
Zach,
you
do
know?
not drop that camera.
That's what I knew. I'm like, these guys, number one, are high tech, but they're also professionals and also the coolest people I know.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Like Ronnie said, it's been great to have you on the show. But all in all, just continue to keep that party rolling right through next March.
Yes,
We're excited.
thank you.
Hopefully, do it all again, and
Yeah.
we'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Thanks a lot.